We'll call to order the
Started.
HVAC Building Committee meeting for August 23. And we'll do the stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. We'll get a flag. Pledge allegiance to the flag, United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay. It's past the mid-drift moment. All right. We have a minutes from August 8th.
I'll make a motion.
Good, thank you. I'll second the motion. Any discussion? No. All in favor? Aye, motion passes. Thank you for approval of minutes. Okay, phase one updates.
Want me to take that, Mark?
Yeah, go ahead. I'll jump in at the end.
Sure. So as of this week, phase one, we've pretty much wound down at all three schools. We are no longer in the buildings at all. We've just been moving a couple things off site, dumpsters and such tools that were taken out of the school. We finished up our utilities, primary at Osborne, North Stratfield, Fairfield Woods. North Stratfield, I believe, is actually being backfilled today. The secondaries, so it's closer to the school, not like in the bus lane. And yeah, I mean, we're pretty much gearing up. We're developing our sequence going into phase two, which we just sent out something to Sal and the team earlier this week, which we're just getting a blessing on from Sal and then the principals. And we're going to look to roll into demolition same way we did in the springtime, as early as the 9th of September. So we're going to start doing that, one classroom a night type sequence that we, told you guys about in the spring. So, yeah, we're looking to gear up and get going. So.
Okay, good. How are the principals? The principals are all happy or content at least?
Yeah, no, I mean, I've had conversations with especially Colleen and Luisa over at North Stratfield Fairfield Woods. They seem happy. I checked in with them both actually yesterday, and they're actually excited for us to keep moving, to be honest. So it's good energy right now. We're looking to keep going.
Mark, anything else to add?
Yeah, just an update on the security vestibules. The project manager was on vacation last week, so we are attempting to schedule a scoping meeting with them so we can next week, so we can get them on board and get the security vestibules going on that. We had this week, we moved back the book room, so everything's back where it should be for the start of school, and that is basically our update for phase one. And if there's no other questions, I'll jump into phase two. The plans are due, the packages are due at the end of today. Those will go out to Gilbane and the team for review. I will be setting up a reconcile meeting. I'll schedule a reconcile meeting for the estimates, and then we'll go through the process of reconciling, making sure that the scope has, all the scope is captured, and it is ready to go. And then we have you'll probably touch upon this too, Jeff. We have the BOE meeting on Tuesday.
Right.
Talk about phase two and an update on phase one.
All right, thank you.
What time is that meeting?
What's that meeting?
BOE.
I believe it's 7 o'clock.
I show it at 7 o'clock.
7? Okay. Just need to put it on my schedule.
Okay, any other comments on phase 2 through 5? Rod, any questions?
No, it sounds like we're doing well. Financially, we're doing well as well.
That's correct.
No concerns.
Very good. Good morning, good morning all who joins. All right.
Good morning, everybody.
So moving on then, approvals, ATPs.
Yes, we have 3 of them. All from North Stratfield. The first 2 were previously approved. There is a additional approval needed for 5, ATP 5. We originally approved $49,074. The tickets came back at $54,559, which is a increase of $5,485. So we'll need an approval for the $5,485.
I'm assuming that they found additional material that needed to be removed. Is that correct?
Well, the additional from what was
The overage
Revi-
is based on what? Just a
Tim, do you want
miss.
to take this one?
The overage was based on, there was more actual elbows in the field that were discovered as the work was ongoing than the initial review from the consultant. So initially they only found 6. We opened up the ceiling. There was upwards of 65 initially, and then we found another handful of them while we were working in and around those areas. So the direction from the consultant was to, obviously abate everything that was exposed. So we cleaned everything out as we went down the corridor.
Okay, that's what I figured.
Yeah.
Do we expect to find additional asbestos in this school as we continue through the fall?
I would say yes, but we've already opened up phase 2 corridor, Jeff. We did that a few weeks ago, and we only had in that corridor, a total of, I think, 4 at that point. So, we still have more corridor to open there, but right now it was definitely a far less amount than what we found on the phase 1 side. I think a lot of that had to do with the bathrooms. A lot of the phase 1 side have kindergarten rooms, and they all have the bathrooms, in each room. And I think that was a lot of where the elbows were found. So now in phase 2, it's a little different of a layout. So there's still going to be more exposure, but so far in that one stretch of corridor, it was a far amount less than it was on phase 1 side.
Tim, have those 4 been abated?
Yeah, we have that price coming to you guys for that side of the building so far. We're just getting that all finished up from Oscars.
Okay, that's going to be a hard cost.
Yeah, yes, we should have the hard cost in, I think, right now.
Okay, so those
There
4
was
have been
an amount
abated and they're closed up. Right.
Yes, those are taken care of. Yeah, we made
Okay.
sure we got that done before school.
Great.
And Mark, how is our North Stratfield hazmat contingency?
This is we're just under 200,000. So this we're about, well, with the additional monitoring, so we'll be. Don't have it up. Hang on. And you don't need to see that.
But it's healthy is the punchline. So
Yeah. It is still healthy.
Okay. I'll make a motion to accept ATP 005R1 ACM additional contaminant and abatement for the additional amount of $5,485, bringing the total to $54,559.00.
I'll second the motion. Any further discussion?
None.
Hearing none. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Thank you, Rodney. Moving on, Mark.
Yeah, and I just dropped internet again. So the next one is 008, and this is a previously approved. The original amount was $2,726. This is a final that came in at $854.
Good.
So this is so there's savings there, and this is just FYI.
Hey, Mark, you're not presenting, FYI.
I know I dropped internet.
Oh, okay.
That's why I'm not presenting.
Mhm.
Here, I'll, let's see.
This doesn't need approval, right?
No, it was
Okay.
previously approved, and it is less than what was originally approved.
Okay, Mark, I'm sharing the ATP list, so
Okay.
you can talk through the third one.
Yep.
Are we still
And then
recording?
the third one,
Sorry, Rodney?
Are we still recording if he
I
drops?
see I see the red light at the top. I think we're still on.
Okay.
Yep, it's still in progress.
I think it grabs it from the cloud is what I got from us. Okay. ATP 20 is the existing pneumatic heating system exploration. During, and I know Sal was
I'm here.
Sal was on the call. He is here. Okay. This was a request from Fairfield Public Schools during design to get the BMS up and running for it. There was issues with it last winter, and it came up through during pre-con that we wanted to get the BMS up and running for this winter. That has not happened for I'll let Gilbane get into that. I don't know if it
Yeah, let me, Mark, jump in if it's okay with you.
Yep.
So yes, last January, February, there is obviously the existing building is under pneumatic system, which is a very old dated, that's the heating system, the perimeter heating, thin tube radiation. It's very old and dated, it has issues, and apparently it had a significant issue last winter. Fairfield Public School did a patch job just to limp along the tail end of the winter, this past winter. The challenge is that to switch over to the permanent system is a huge undertaking to try to get that because the building is phased. That's one, and the other thing is just not possible to do it all in one summer. So what we're requesting here is working with Fairfield Public Schools maintenance and supervision folks to try to create some kind of a band-aid to, again, get through this winter on the pneumatic because it's needed. You just can't swap to a DDT system and pneumatic at the same time. You have to overhaul the whole thing. Those two systems are not, one is mechanical, generally speaking. The other one is electrical. They just don't blend. So this is what we're doing here is we're basically authorizing Ferguson to help along with Fairfield Public Schools to go do some investigative work and see what we need to do to replace certain parts, whether it's the dryer or potentially compressor, or diagnose the system and see where the failures are so we can put the system, the heating mode for this coming October 15th. So we have about 2+ months to do this exercise. Again, this is a placeholder. It might increase. Obviously, this does not include a lot of the actual work. This is more of an investigative, exploratory work. So, Sal, I don't know if you want to jump in a little bit more and expand on this conversation. You are muted if you're talking, Sal.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I thought I turned it back on. Yeah, you explained it pretty well. We had a pretty bad problem last winter. We actually met with the team and said, things are, I'm going to move because I have the workmen here. So let me move to the other room. Sorry about that. The pneumatics had a failure. We were able to make temporary repairs, but, we have water in the system now. We have we have valves that are stuck. And we're under the impression that we're getting the new system by this fall. We understand that there was massive amount of work that was done, and we can't get everything, but we do need to be functional for this heating season. The system is old, but our technician does know a lot about it, but it's something that you need more hands and expertise that probably we can get from the controls contractor and the mechanical contractor. And that's why it's best that it stays within the project. And that's what the ask is for.
And we do have a meeting with the team on Monday morning to kind of get a jump start on this. Ferguson, their controls guy, the Fairfield Public Schools, and us, we set up a meeting for Monday to tackle this task because time is of the essence on this.
Understood. I mean, it sounds like this particular item could run quite expensive.
Hopefully not, and this is why we need this phase to be able to diagnose it, Rodney. It's kind of hard to tell, even if one can say, why didn't we do this or deal with this during the bidding? You can't, because you have no idea where the problems and the extent of the problem. The best thing we could do is carry an allowance, but yeah, go ahead.
No, I apologize. I know I understand that, but I mean, just from what Sal said, valves and this, that, and the other thing,
Right.
and controls itself, they can be very expensive.
Yeah, fortunately, it's pneumatic, so I'm assuming as long as there's probably could be corrosive lines, lost lines, broken leaks.
Right.
We're not looking to make it perfect. I don't think Sal is looking to make it perfect either.
We're looking to go through this season, Rodney. So, if we're told, gee whiz, I can do this for $50 on your thermostat, and I think it'll last for the winter, as opposed to, I need $350 for a brand new thermostat to replace this one. We'll go for the $50 one and roll the dice on that. But
Sal, you're way too optimistic with the $50 thing.
No, I'm just throwing a number to you.
Just trying to set us up. So my question, Sal, is if it comes back, I have no idea what the order of magnitude for following on
Neither do I.
This line of thought, but let's say it's $200,000. Do you have where's that budget to pay for that work? Like, is this $11,000 folly because we're at the end of it? We're going to say we can't even afford to spend the money to fix it.
Well, not to be over optimistic as Rodney said, I am. I'm not thinking that we're going to be in that kind of magnitude. And that's why we want to do the investigation, so we have a handle on what we're actually talking about and be able to give an order of magnitude. It might be a couple of tens of thousand, maybe. I don't know. I would leave that to Amar and Tim.
Yeah, I mean, it's to kind of give you a little bit of a benchmark. If Fairfield Public School was able to limp along last winter, we're trying to do the same here. Okay, so I don't know the effort that was put last winter, Sal, when what work was done, how long it took. It sounded like it didn't take very long, because I remember the text that we sent, it was like within less than a week, you guys were able to get it kind of on its last
We were able,
day.
our technician was able to get something to happen.
Yeah.
But we were still on the mode, as you recall, because the original ask was, I believe we're in bidding or just on the cusp of bidding. And we're like, can we grab a state contract and get going on this now and integrate it into the bids?
Right.
Because we're really, really, really worried about it. And then it turned into a discussion. We either get the system up and running or we make some temporary repairs. So we're at that point where we need to make some temporary repairs.
Yep. So-
My only concern is that, and we all know, once you start, it's the zipper effect. Once you start in this area, it just keeps going.
Yeah.
Feeling the let.
I understand it has to be done and whatnot, but um, we may be opening Pandora's box here as far as repairs.
Yeah,
See-
we're not looking to find we're not looking to solve a problem that's bigger than, you know, what we immediately have. I understand that the unknown is not knowable and all that, but it's something that needs, it's one of those things. We don't really have a good alternate for the issue.
Yeah, and one other thing, I mean, this is a critical item. Why are we doing this in August and not in July?
I can't speak to that.
All right.
Just to
And
clarify, this is all stuff this is all system that's going to be replaced in the phase 2 work.
Yeah, we have to go through and replace all the control valves to the ones that can communicate electronically. Right now, they're more mechanical, if you will, through the pneumatic. The answer to your question, Rodney, why couldn't we jump on this July? To be frank with you, the problem is when we stopped opening the building, you needed a separate team just to investigate this work. And we have also a task at hand to open up the building itself. I mean, we barely kind of made it, especially when the teachers and everybody else needed to set up. So we didn't want to have I don't want to call it distraction, but we had limited resources and manpower to be able to dedicate. This one here, it's more of the controls guys has to go around. And I think within the next 2 months, we should be able to contain this issue with very little disruption. It's the best answer I can give you at this time, to be honest with you. It's not something that I can, I wish I could jump on it, but we had a lot of fires to put out this summer to get us to where we are. A lot.
no, I understand. It's just that, you know, we could have approved this and you could have been, anyway, it doesn't matter. Speaking of disruption, how disruptive is this going to be to the class, the school?
I don't expect it to be. That's why we're jumping on Monday. We're having the meeting. I think with just a matter of firing the system, I presume, or they may have to fool the system somehow to be able to. They probably blow air through the lines. These are all small 1/4-inch lines. They probably have to blow air through the lines to test one end to the other to see if they have any loss in the lines. I'm guessing. I'm not a pneumatic expert. They have to diagnose the dryer and the compressor itself to make sure those are functioning properly. They might have to drain them or replace some parts. So that's how I see it. They just have to go around. I don't foresee us firing the boilers to get this thing actually tested, but that conversation, all that's going to be had on Monday when the team need to go over this.
And we also have second shift as an option too, Amar, after school, since school
Yeah.
starts next week. So Rodney, we don't have to be like there during school.
Okay.
I have had that conversation with Ferguson. So
Yep.
And the principal's aware?
Yeah, she's aware of the issues. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'd like to make a motion to approve ATP 020, existing pneumatic heating system exploration for the amount of $10,905.00.
I'll second the motion. Any discussion further?
None.
Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye, motion passes. Okay, thank you all. So moving on to invoices.
I think my internet's stable right now, or as stable as it's gonna be, if you want me to go back to sharing.
I'm displaying the invoice sheet.
Okay.
So we can just keep it going.
All right.
Yep, there are,
I'm sorry. Go ahead. Sorry.
yeah, no problem. Invoice packet for today is essentially all BLs for phase 1, Osborne, North Stratfield, and Wood. And then phase 2, basically partial through partial design development with the drawings due or the package is due at the end of today. And then we have Myers for 2 days. One was for a Osborne Hill assist in getting the furniture out of classrooms for the start of the summer, and then the book room move.
All right, I'll make an all-inclusive motion for BL companies invoices dated 7/26/2024 in the total amount of $154,168.21.
I'll second the motion. Any discussion?
No.
Hearing none. All in favor?
Aye.
I did my math too, Rodney, so my numbers jive with yours. Okay.
That's good. Make a motion for Myers Company invoice 120-057436 dated 6/30/2024 in the amount of $7,197.25.
I'll second the motion. Any discussion?
Just one. Why they don't have anything remaining? Or is this on an as needed basis?
As needed basis.
Okay. I'm good.
We had a change, an ATP for that, I believe. Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes. That completes the invoices. Moving on to old business. If I have any. Okay. So moving on to new business. The only thing, again, just the BOE meeting is Tuesday at 7 p.m. at the Board of Education building. Sal's having a pre-function for us, Sal, is that correct?
I'm sorry, I was just dealing with my contractor. Saying that. Can you repeat?
I was saying you're
Question.
gonna have a pre-function for us before the BOE meeting.
Yes, we are. Yes.
It was convenient that the contractor happened just then, right?
It's
I'll show you. I'll show them to you.
Does he know who he's working with?
My dishwasher broke, and then I had something else break at the condo. So yeah, it's a busy morning.
All right. Rodney, any other new business from you?
No, sir.
Good. Okay, hearing none. Moving on to adjournment. I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Meeting is adjourned.